hello.
Hello.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to A Couple of Sassholes podcast. I'm Brooklyn Johnson.
And I'm Heather Terry.
And this is our power hour of true crime where we talk about fucked up people doing fucked up shit, usually for fucked up reasons or sometimes for no reasons at all.
That's right.
Look at this puppy.
And if you're watching on Spotify, if you're not, you're a loser. No, but this is Arlo Oliver.
Yes. And
I guest starred before.
Yes, for like 5 minutes. And then apparently he was super chill. So, big yawns. He's already like, fuck you, I'm bored.
Now he's yawning. Brooklyn's boring him already.
I know. He's so sweet. I get to babysit him this weekend.
I'm so jealous.
You should be.
Well,
because you're trash.
No, it's because Trixie Cat, man. My dog, Trixie Cat.
What? That's why you can't?
I'm telling the listeners, not telling you, botch.
Because I'm fucking terrified of her dog.
Yeah. She's a Chihuahua mix and she'd be feisty.
Yeah.
She gets it from her aunt.
I guess what it comes down to, Jess, is whenever you ask if one of us wants to watch the dog, just text me. You don't have to do it in the group chat anymore.
I only gave myself tiny cuts, like 4 or 5 on the leg. I was like, oh, that's just fun.
It's almost like when I was doing a 72-hour fast earlier this week I literally had my first meal at 9:45 last night. And Jess I make jalapeno cheddar loaves, sourdough loaves at Maple and Grain. Don't forget, check us out on Facebook.
Look it up on Facebook if you want some celebrity bread.
Yes.
Celeb bread. Celebread.
Right. Anywho, she had ordered some bread, and then she decided that day that she was going to send photos every probably 3 hours as she was eating the bread again.
And then the third time I was like, look, as Brooklyn's human support animal, I need to step in and say she is doing a fast. I know you're not aware of this, but those are tiny little daggers to her stomach. That is empty. God. And I'm like, because I was instructed, just so everyone knows, to stop chewing my gum.
She was. Yesterday she was at my work with me, and I was like, I am so sorry. This is going to be ridiculous, but I cannot have you chew gum in front of me right now.
At first I thought she was kidding, and then she did not smile, and I was like,
she is serious. I was dying, and I can't even chew gum. Like you can't have any calorie at all. Like not even lemon in your water. Like I literally brushed my teeth to feel something.
That sounds like the saddest sentence
I've
ever heard. I brushed my teeth to feel something.
Yes. And then you were just over there chomping that gum, and it made me think. First I was like, I bet that gum tastes good. And I was like, chewing food. And then all I could think about was chewing food. And the more you chewed the gum, the more I was like, I want food. Why is she chewing that gum like that? Food. And then I was like, just tell her to stop chewing gum. She's your best friend. You can do that.
You asked me in a very kind way, because I would have been like, spit that fucking gum out of your fucking mouth.
That's kind of how I felt, man. Me and Travis, the last 2 hours of it, hours 70 of not eating fucking anything, I literally was like, I hate every ounce of this. Every fucking ounce of it. Every ounce. But we made it through, and here we are. And we're supposed to do that every quarter. And I don't know. I am very much struggling. I had ignorance is bliss this time, but now the fact that I know what it truly feels like, which is absolute piss.
Right.
I don't know.
It's like the first time you tried anal. I just wanted to see you give me
what?
That look. I don't know. That's what you said.
Oh my. No. The first time, no.
I was like, ooh.
No. Anyway, okay. We have got a lot to talk about today.
Oh.
I don't know how this turned into as long as it is because I really honestly don't know. I just kept writing and it kept going. And then I was like, I don't know.
I don't know.
We have a lot of resources because this one blew the nation away. So buckle in for a story you know well but likely forgot. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, all of my sources. Wikipedia, A&E, ABC, New York Times, All That's Interesting, People Magazine, Psychology Today, Jezebel.com, Vanity Fair, and a movie that I can't say because, it'll give it away.
Okay.
This is so hard to focus with that baby.
I know. I'm like, Are you talking? No, I'm kidding.
So, the air inside the Nashua Street Jail in Boston is truly never still. It's a heavy, stagnant place that likely smells like floor wax and the chemical bite of bleached linens. I'm sure maybe an undernote of urine because I just assume that all jails smell like urine.
Isn't that a Bath and Body Works scandal?
Right.
It's called County Jail.
Maybe.
Spring. I'm just going to let him down. Sorry, bye, Arlo.
Bye-bye. We love you.
He hit it and quit it. He hit his 5-minute mark of anti-time. Just long enough to get dog hair all over me, lick half my makeup off, and cause
get
a
stuck
ruckus.
in the door. I know. Okay, back in. So
Yes.
we're at the Nashua Street Jail in Boston. Now, on the morning of August 15th, 2010, in one specific cell, a story was about to unfold. When the deputy sheriff finally pulled back the blanket during a routine health and welfare check, he didn't find a sleeping inmate. He found a masterpiece of personal carnage, a clinical, terrifyingly precise bloodbath.
Oh, no. Sad.
The occupant lay still, but the walls, those told another story. There, written in the victim's own blood, smeared with the desperate finality of a dying man, was a name, Megan.
What?
And below it, a cryptic riddle that would haunt the psyche of the city for years. The word pocket. Yes.
So it said Megan and it said pocket.
Yep.
What?
Around the body was a meticulously prepared shrine, essentially. This wasn't a scene of chaos. It was kind of like an altar. Photographs of a beautiful woman, a life that should have been, were scattered across the floor, turned crimson. I knew you were going to chuckle on me using the word crimson. I literally was like, do I want to? Do I not? And I go, do it. See if she says something.
It's so, like, you're telling a sad thing, but you're a good writer. So
Thank you.
You're welcome.
There were no frantic, jagged marks of a man in the throes of a sudden, messy breakdown. This was a symphony of red and white executed with the steady, unwavering hand of a surgeon. Forethought. The arteries in his ankles, the legs, and the neck had been opened with the grace of a man who knew exactly where the life resided and exactly how to let it out. We're starting it off strong. To understand the man who ended his life in such a visceral fashion, we must pull back from the blood-stained walls of the jail cell, and we need to retreat from the smell of iron and the cooling body on the bed. We have to look at the perfect life that preceded the fall. We must look at the golden boy, who was, for all appearances, a savior in training, a man whose mask was so flawless it eventually became his only reality. In the quiet suburban heartbeat of Sherrill, New York, Phillip Markoff was the embodiment of the all-American dream. He was the nicest young man. He was polite, respectful, and a possessor of a sharp academic brilliance that made success seem like an inevitability rather than a struggle. The son of a successful dentist and a banker's stepson, Philip was a fixture of the National Honor Society, the History Club, and the school's bowling and golf teams. To his neighbors, the Markoff family was a portrait of stability and the kind of people you never kind of caused a moment's bother. Now, I read deeper into something else and didn't include it in here. Mm-hmm. I don't know how much that family showed up to things. Like, that was the only one thing that people said is like, if you saw them walking down the street, no one really knew who they were. Like, the parents didn't show up to any of his sports stuff.
Right.
I don't know if it was because they were busy making money and working, or they just didn't really care. I can't get in on that part. I really don't know. But they just weren't around a lot. By the time he reached Sunny Albany, so SUNY is capitalized in everything. And so I don't know if it's SUNY Albany.
Southern New York.
Something. Yeah, I did not. And I was like.
Maybe it's like Soho.
Right.
It's like abbreviated for something.
Exactly. I don't know. So I'm just going to call it Sunny. And everyone who knows and is like, it's SUNY, you stupid cunt. Just spit on the ground near your foot right now.
It'd be like how
Brooklyn's trash.
It's like how they say OBKY for Owensboro.
Right.
But they don't say OBKY. So who knows?
Know.
But for 15 pages, we're going to make an executive decision. The judge has ruled that you're allowed to say.
Should we say SUNY? Because it's capied? I'm going to say SUNY.
So now she's like, I don't want angry comments.
Philip was a star on the rise. He was a pre-med student. So we're figuring this all out with a quiet, perhaps slightly geeky social standing, but one that was underpinned by a formidable intellect. He was this, like, everyone said lanky. Lanky, sharp-nosed student with a goofy smile who always seemed to be wearing tight polo shirts. Yes, motherfuckers. Tight was mentioned in everything.
A tight polo shirt, and he was lanky. And a pre-med bowler, huh?
Got hair in my face. Here.
See how hard it is to use your
I have
outer mic
huge
hand.
tits. It was very hard to reach across these bad boys.
I'm not makeup by any means. Okay, is this is him?
Yes. So lanky, sharp-nosed, whatever. Say he has a goofy smile. I don't know. They said he looked like a guy that obviously was more comfortable in a library than a nightclub, and it's like, no fucking shit.
I mean, yeah.
We can also admit, too, that he was a nice-looking fella. But he was a nice-looking guy as he got older, but look at him as in high school.
Oh, glow up.
Like, he looks like a mega nerd, and I will make sure that I send these to Jess so that fucking image can pop up. Like, that kind of explains a little bit more. When you're thinking about him throughout this story, almost tap into that dorky fuck that kind of looks like he's a cunt.
He does look like a cocky nerd.
Yes.
Like he looks like he's the nerd leader, like the leader of the Mathletes, but he tries to be a bully. But he's an athlete. That's what he looks like.
Yes. Yes. No one really says that, but they will later on. It was here in 2005 while volunteering in the high-stakes environment of the Albany Medical Center emergency room that he met Megan McAllister. That was the photo next to that. Okay. Imagine the scene, though. We have two young, sexy, ambitious students surrounded by the visceral reality of the ER, finding a connection amidst the monitors and the beepy things and the gauze. And it's just like a porno.
Like ER.
Yeah, Grey's Anatomy, sexy love fest.
They fucked a lot more on Grey's Anatomy.
That's all they did.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they saved lives or just passed around
or
chlamydia.
Condoms. Oh.
Well. Either or. Megan was the one who first asked him out. They were a beautiful, so they say this, but in the movie that I saw, it was not the case. He became like smitten of her the second he saw her, and he like kind of was creepy bear, but whatever.
I get that. He's got creepy eyes.
Yes. To Megan, Phillip was her rock. He was the doting fiance, the man who proposed on a romantic stretch of beach, the man she planned to marry in a lavish evening ceremony in Long Beach, New Jersey. And the date was set for August 14th, 2009. They were building a life of status. Phillip was a second-year med student at Boston University, which was a prestigious institution where he was learning the delicate divine art of preservation. He was supposed to be a healer, which just honestly makes us think they're better than the average folk. Here is what I wanted to stop and take 2 seconds and toss out some stereotypes of doctors or med students, whatever you want to say. Unbelievably, this is mine. Unbelievably intelligent, without a doubt, like serious in nature, able to commit time and energy. They enjoy sleeping with nurses. They like affairs. Other than that, what else do you think of a doctor?
You're definitely talking about Grey's Anatomy.
No, I just know doctors. And they definitely sleep with nurses. So,
I mean, that's pretty like caring in nature. They can be kind of dry, but I also know
I just feel like they're always dry.
I also know doctors that are like fun and actually give a shit, and I don't know. It's all over the board, really.
I like how you say fun and actually give a shit. Do you think doctors don't care?
No, like they seem more caring than just prescription writers. Like,
heard. Oh yeah, there's a whole nother. Let's just take it from 1990s doctor and not 2026 doctor.
Yeah.
Because 2026 doctor, I'm like, you just want my money, so you're gonna prescribe me shit. You're totally right. Yeah. I agree with that. Anyway, so I just wanted us to think about doctors on that one because they're meant to be healers. Like back in this time frame, this was 2009. Like, I just think they're smarter than the average Joe, ambitious, dedicated.
Right.
Yes. But as the sun set on the BU campus each day, the golden boy didn't go home to memorize the brachial plexus, or study the valves of the heart. He retreated into the blue light of a computer screen in a darkened room to get kinky.
Chat room?
What?
No, I'm making sure.
Well, how about we get there? How about I go there?
Fine.
While the world saw the future doctor, the internet, the great anonymous fucking darkroom of the 21st century, knew a different man. Under the digital handle Sex Addict 5385, a shadow began to crawl through the erotic services section of Craigslist.
I knew this name.
Yes. Yes, you do. This wasn't just a search for connection. It was a calculated exploration of dominance. And then also compartmentalization because this dude does shit. Can a man truly love his fiance while he's posing as an ebony masseuse?
What?
weird. Or is this like love? Was he ever in love with Megan? I'll ponder so much because I just don't know how you could have loved somebody if what I'm going to tell you what he was doing online. I just don't understand how it all goes together.
Well, it's kind of like BTK was a deacon at his church and had a family. And then, like, do they, loud truck. No, it's like, do they really love that? Or is that just the mask they want to fit in?
Right. Is this just their beard?
Yeah.
No idea. I don't know.
It could be their, yeah.
Internal documents and digital footprints would later reveal a startling series of contradictions. Phillip Markoff, the strictly heterosexual engaged medical student, was reaching out to individuals in the category men looking for transvestites, M4T section of the internet. He exchanged explicit photos, sexually charged messages, and pulsed with a desperate hidden hunger for a meal he had never really had before. I knew you'd love that.
Are you going to quit the podcast and become a crime writer?
Like, fucking wish.
I feel like that you quit.
I wish I
know, but like, I feel like you're channeling your inner Frida McFadden.
I love that you said that because I actually tried to do Alice Feeney on this one.
I mean, yeah.
Thank you.
Well, Frida's the only one, since I'm new to the book world.
No, you know Alice Feeney. Oh. Rock, paper, scissors.
Oh.
Yeah. Thank you. But no, I was like, I don't know. I'm trying to find my way of which is why I kept writing and didn't fucking stop.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Okay, so through everything that I saw, it doesn't seem like he actually met up with any transgender individuals, but kept their relationship in an online status. So like we had talked to one of them, not we, I'm not a journalist, I didn't do this, but one of the journalists had reached out and talked to a guy. I don't know how I feel like he was a guy that did more drag. Yeah. But he lived his everyday as a male, per se. And he had said, like, no, we kind of talked like we would meet up. Then he would, like, ghost me for a while. And then we talk again.
Online fantasy chat stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I will say that the media sensationalized this part pretty hard, which I can't blame them. I mean, this is a wild tale.
You don't hear this part every day.
And it's very, like, sexually explicit. And so, Avi. He was a man drowning in a sea of his own secret making because he also carried, well, we already know this. He carried the crushing weight of student loan debt.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he owed $130,000 in student loans. And I would assume that dollar amount was going to double because he was a second year med student. Right. And he also had a growing ravenous addiction to gambling. Oh. The high stakes tables of casinos like Foxwoods and Mohegan Sun were calling to him, and he found himself spending more and more money to scratch his fucking itch. I have no idea, guys, how I got so involved in gamblers again. I don't understand. A lot of my stories, a lot of my tales have had to do with gambling.
Yours is gambling and mine's fake CIA agents.
Yes. The erotic services ads provided a map to the funds he needed to keep his ruse going further. I mean, he's got to remain the golden boy. So he has to be able to pay his bills. He's got to have money. But he needs to gamble.
And Megan doesn't know this.
Megan knows absolutely nothing.
She thinks everything's a dream.
Yes.
Right? Like, okay.
Yep.
I'm like, so she doesn't know about the gambling or the...
No, she knows about the gambling.
Okay,
she just thought there was nothing wrong with it. They went on trips together. I think one of their like first dates was like at a casino.
Got it.
And she just never thought anything was amiss.
Yeah. She's like, oh, he throws a couple hundred in and calls it a day. She doesn't know he pretends to be...
No, he was a big ass gambler. Yeah. And no, she knew that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Got it.
She just assumed he had the money to do it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. I'm with you. I'm with you.
So I don't know. And then I say that and like, I don't know. I'm always intrigued by the movies to see what is real and what wasn't real.
Right.
Obviously you guys are kind of figuring out because I said Craigslist and I said his name. It was the Craigslist Killer on Netflix. What? And in that, like, he was like causing issues financially for both of them because they had a joint account. But he was like, sorry, I paid a student loan faster or something. Like, he always had an excuse for it.
Right.
It also doesn't seem like his gambling addiction was the reason that he goes into the route that he goes into. which is really confusing to me. I just have to say that because I'm pretty sure Megan's parents were footing the bill for the entire wedding. Oh. So the wedding part doesn't seem like it's that big of a deal. And Megan also, I read an interview for her, and she was talking about the fact that her parents were hard workers, and I guess they kept referencing her as the country club girl. In the movie, they show her as wealthy.
Oh, really? Not just a country club, but...
So fucking wealthy. I literally wrote in here, you and I couldn't even comprehend it.
Oh.
Because we grew up not that way.
Right.
That like, as they were planning the wedding, it's in insane fashion.
Yeah.
And you're just like...
Ain't no way.
The fuck. So, I just have to say, I'm pretty sure... There just no part of this felt like the starving med student that, like, my sister and her husband were.
Right.
Like, they were struggling to make ends meet to pet, you know what I mean?
That's what you think when you hear that. You don't think what you're talking about.
Exactly. So this contradicted some shit. Oh, you spare money to gamble? And you're in student loan debt? But the student loan debt really doesn't play with your fucking ball sack until you graduate, right? They give you time to fucking graduate. Anyway. All right. So the guy wasn't looking for a relationship when he was on Craigslist, obviously, because he had the beautiful Megan. But he was looking for prey. He needed to target vulnerable women, masseuses, or escorts, which I'm always going to ponder the line between the two in this case.
Correct.
Because it was erotic services on Craigslist.
That was the category that they listed massages on. So.
Yes. So I am just like, was that erotic or was it really a masseuse?
Probably a masseuse for your privates.
See, and that's what I thought too.
And they just don't want to be like...
They're relieving tension of a different kind. Right?
I'm going to rub you down in the front.
That's exactly. So anyway, they kind of operated in a legal gray area that would make them kind of too afraid or too ashamed to go to the authorities.
Right.
That was the thought. Mm-hmm. He watched them from the digital thicket, waiting for the right moment to step right out of the computer and into their hotel hallway. The transition from digital fantasy to physical violation was only a matter of time. His kink was getting stronger and his bank account was getting smaller, and it was time for him to make a play.
Oh, God.
The Westin Copley Place Hotel Copley? Copley. I'm so cute. The Westin Copley Place Hotel in Boston is a sanctuary of luxury and refinement. On April 10th, 2009, it became the site of a profound psychological moment for Phillip. I call him Phillip, and he went by Phil. And I kind of do that to be a cunt, but no one knows. You ever do something that just kind of, like when people call me Brooke, and I want to fucking punch them in the face?
The only person allowed to do that's my dad to you.
And the people who know that I hate it and do it, and I'm like, you're doing it to be a cunt. Yeah. I keep calling him Phillip, and he went by Phil.
Well, at least you're not calling him Markoff.
I guess. Trisha Leffler, an escort who would advertise her services on Craigslist, received a response from a nice-looking man. When she opened the door to her hotel room, she saw a clean-cut individual who looked exactly like the kind of person you trust in your everyday life. No part of his look made you think you shouldn't trust him.
No.
She would later tell investigators that she initially felt safe, and he looked like, well, a fucking medical student. The mask held for only a few moments, because as soon as the door clicked shut, the nice guy fucking vanished.
Oh, no.
In his place stood a cold fucking figure, clinical efficiency. He produced a semi-automatic handgun. There was no shaking of the hands, no frantic demands of a desperate amateur. With the same precision he might use to tie a surgical knot, he quickly bound her, gagged her, and robbed her of $800 in cash and her credit cards. The most terrifying part of the encounter wasn't the gum. It was the absolute calm of the fella. He was entitled, controlled, and utterly devoid of the empathy he was supposedly being trained to exercise in the wards of the hospital.
Right. Bedside manner, motherfucker.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He left her there, bound and terrified, and stepped back into the Boston night as if he had just finished a routine exam.
Did he say anything? He's just like pulls a gun out and he's like, get on the bed, I'm going to rob you? Or
Yep.
Jesus.
That's pretty much it, though. The next morning, he likely attended his medical rotations. Think about that for a moment. He checked the vitals of patients, perhaps even offered a comforting word to an elderly person at the hospital, wherever the fuck it was, using the same hands that had just cinched plastic restraints around a woman's wrists. He comes home to his fiance. He gives her a kiss. Maybe they study together, have dinner, and just over here, robbing and tying up women. Oh, it's unbelievable. The mask of sanity was firmly in place and it was bolted on tight. Time for the crazy to begin.
That is crazy already.
4 days later,
Oh, no.
the methodology turned from robbery to murder.
Crap.
The location was the Marriott Copley. The victim was Julissa Brisman, a 26-year-old aspiring model and masseuse with a bright smile and a future she was fighting for. Like Trisha, she had responded to an inquiry from a man she believed was just another client. But Julissa was not a passive victim. She was a fighter. This is the reason why I ponder if it was sexually charged.
Okay.
Just because I understand I could be totally wrong, but like she was going to school too. And like this wasn't I don't want to sound terrible, but this wasn't like a meth or someone who was into drugs.
She wasn't in drug desperation.
Yeah, like she was a student.
But yeah, I mean some of
And
them
she had a
though-
masseuse table.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
Some of them, and not to speak ill of the dead, but some of them, you know, like there's been people that have been interviewed and they're on TikTok that they're going to medical school and they're, you know, exotic dancers
Yeah,
and
you're right.
escorts and they are just
You're right.
trying to get by and they figured out a way to make good money.
Yeah, it's
So-
not getting by, I guess. You're
Yeah,
right. It's
so,
good
like-
motherfucking money.
So, yeah. So, I mean, yeah.
If you could
good-
put some oil on your hands and whack off some dicks, make $800 in a day just beating off like 6 dudes, I guess. Guess it's worth it, you know?
Is that your, that's a LinkedIn job that I haven't seen.
Ugh. When Phillip tried to restrain her,
Okay.
the dude lost control. The height difference was staggering. So he stood nearly a foot taller than his victim, and Julissa probably only weighed like 105 pounds. And she resisted with everything she had. She was like, I am not going to be fucking tied up. In the narrow confines of the hotel room, the struggle became life or death. And I can only imagine what she was thinking here, because if someone showed up for an illicit massage and they tried to tie you up, I would automatically assume it was not to rob me, but to rape and kill me.
Right.
No part of me would have thought it was a robbery.
Yeah.
And that's what I found to be really crazy about like the whole way he did this.
That
I
is
would
a
have
good point.
never thought it was a rapery.
A rapery.
I would have thought it was a rape.
Yeah, like the thing is, if they were like, I'm gonna tie you up, I'd be like, what for? Oh, you want my money? Take my fucking shit.
Right.
Don't tie me up. I won't say anything. Take it. I'll get
Right.
my, like, you can.
And
always,
that's
like,
what the first girl I referenced.
Yeah.
Like she 100% was like, take it here.
take it.
Tie
I'd
me up,
rather-
whatever. Take my shit.
If you feel like you need to tie me up, but listen, like, and nobody fucking robbed me, by the way. I'm just saying.
I mean, she ain't got nothing on.
I know, like, you're gonna be disappointed. But like, I'm just saying, like, most people, like, when someone tries to take your purse, you're supposed to throw it. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Give
take
them
my
whatever they
shit.
want.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't just rob her.
Oh,
He
no.
bludgeoned her and basically cracked her skull during the fight
No.
by using the butt of his pistol.
What a dick.
When the physical assault didn't stop Julissa from fighting back, he fired 3 shots in close range in her heart, chest, and abdomen. Death was obviously the goal here. We need to call a spade a spade. That was not anything other than murder. And they were in a crowded hotel, so obviously the shots were heard.
Right.
He ran out of there with his hat pulled over his eyes and grabbed what he could. This was already the beginning of the end for him. There's this haunting, almost poetic irony in the geography of his crime. Julissa Brisman, bleeding and broken, was rushed to the Boston Medical Center, the very institution where fucking Phillip Markoff was a student.
That's what I was gonna say.
She sadly died in the halls, the very same place that Phillip was learning to save lives.
No.
How fucking terrible.
That's so fucked up.
Now you would think, right? Okay, like this is what he would think. He'd be like, this is no good. I accidentally killed this girl I hadn't planned to kill. I can't believe I took a life.
Right.
I'm certain I'm going to get caught. Like, fuck, I messaged her on a site. I have to quit. Like, I'm done, right? Like, I got to get out the game.
You got too many pages left for that.
Nope, not
Yeah.
this guy.
Oh,
He had a
sad.
debt to pay, and the anniversary of his wedding was only 4 months away. For such a smart man, this party just truly throws me in such a way I cannot. Like, IP addresses, guys. All I thought during all of this, the first thing I thought was IP address. I was like, you stupid cunt.
Yeah.
You stupid motherfucking cunt. On April 16th, just 48 hours after the murder of Julissa Brisman, Phillip was back after it. This time, the target was Cynthia Melton, who was an exotic dancer offering lap dances at a Holiday Inn Express in Warwick, Rhode Island. The pattern repeated with terrifying regularity. The gun, the plastic ties, the cold, flat demand for cash. I'm not going to kill you. He did say this one. He goes, I'm not going to kill you. He told her, obviously, we don't know that for a fact because he had already killed somebody 48 hours before. And he said, just give me the money. The robbery was interrupted by Milton's husband, who walked in on the scene. So in the movie, the wife is talking to him in a different hotel room.
Okay.
And she's like, yeah, don't, just this dude, lap dance, yep, you know. And then he calls right after the dude walks in. And I guess that was the thing, that if she didn't answer the phone, it meant something bad happened. Because this is an exotic dance. This isn't a massage.
Right.
We're talking a little bit kinkier here.
Yeah.
And he comes in and then they all get in a fight, essentially. And that's kind of what happened. And he was forced to flee. And now we know that somebody saw him and they can say he's the guy in the black hat. Now, I do have to say, like, the husband gave, like, intense pimp vibes. But I'm like, if you're over here helping your wife turn strip lap dances in a hotel room, I don't have a lot to go on
At least she's being as safe as possible in a risky situation.
Yes.
Silver lining there.
Yes. And I'm grateful. And I'm sure she fucking was in this moment too.
No kidding.
The two worlds were now on a collision course. Keep in mind, this is not long after. We're talking 2 days after.
2 days, right?
Yeah. On one side, you had the medical student with $130,000 in debt and a gambling itch that wouldn't stop. On the other, you had the predator caught on CCTV footage wearing a baseball cap and a cold, unfeeling expression. There's no goofy fucking smile like everyone's used to seeing. He is just this fucking average Joe on the CCTV. Because I remember when this shit happened. And they showed the photos of him and how quick all of this shit turned around. Yeah. So fucking fast. For a man who was supposed to be a master of science, I read that he would spend 8 hours a day on his computer, and he was like he was interested in technology. He fucking left a textbook trail of digital evidence that would make a first-year detective blush and a true crime podcast laugh.
Well, good thing we're here.
Right? Like,
he did dumb shit.
He did this all trackable.
Yeah.
So it took 5 minutes. It took motherfuckers 5 minutes.
It's not like he didn't know what an IP address was. Like, the average person in 2009 may or may not know, unless they watch all that stuff. Because 2009, now it's like, you know, you're being tracked everywhere you go, right? But maybe back then the average person, but he's not the average person.
Right.
Like, he's not.
You would have thought.
So, like, unless his alter.
A burner phone, maybe. Anything.
Yeah, anything.
Anything. Or I'm going to keep going.
Okay.
And I'm going to be like, or he would have gotten rid of some things. How about that?
Okay.
Investigators didn't have to look far because once more, IP addresses. They tracked the IP addresses used to respond to the Craigslist ads back to a specific apartment building in Quincy, Massachusetts. They found emails on a victim's friend's computer that led straight to his digital doorstep. They had the CCTV footage from the hotel showing a man who bore a striking resemblance to the clean-cut student living in an apartment with a super hot fiance.
Do you think he just thought he wasn't going to get caught because of what he did during the day?
I think so.
Okay. Like, he felt untouchable because he was a young white dude in a middle-class, upper-class family and now a pre-med student. Like, he's probably felt untouchable his whole life.
He's like, no one would believe it.
Right. He's like, they're not going to think I did it. That's probably what it was.
Which is so funny that it's like, yeah, but let me say the rest of what I'm going to say. So if he could somehow say it wasn't him and it wasn't his computer, he didn't do anything to wipe computer.
Right.
So the police began a surveillance operation that felt like something out of a fucking book that we would read.
Okay.
They watched him as he walked with Megan, the beautiful man still playing the part of the doting fiance. They watched as he prepared for a trip to Foxwoods Casino. Also just like kind of gross. I don't know why they're like, this was right before homegirl had a test and he was like, let's go to the casino. We've got to go to let's get out of town. And I think it's because, which was only 30 minutes away roughly.
Right.
I think he was just trying to get the fuck out of the apartment, or he was kind of like becoming manic because he probably knew he was about to get caught.
Mm-hmm. Just one more hit before I get arrested.
Yeah. And I'm also just once more, just casinos. You and I went to that one casino and did a casino vacay, and they're just expensive.
Yeah.
You know, like if you're just trying to get away for the weekend, I'm not trying to, but I am also not from wealthy parents. So I also don't know what kind of life they be living.
Who fucking knows?
So on nowhere near August, on April 20th of 2009, the police pull over Phillip's car in Walpole, Massachusetts. He's en route to the casino with Megan. The arrest was swift, but it was during the transport to Nashua Street Jail that Phillip made a move that was just kind of like weird. As he's being moved by detectives, he began stuffing wads of toilet paper down his pants. What? And when they were like, "What are you doing?" he was like, "I might need this later." I'm like, that was so weird to me.
What?
And I don't know why the police let him. Just saying.
Stuffing toilet paper?
It's weird. The search of Phillip Markoff's residence was spectacular. It was a chef's kiss of discovery. This is what I'm talking about.
Okay.
This is what I'm talking about. Inside the apartment, investigators found a hollowed out volume of none other than Grey's Anatomy.
Stop. Oh my God.
Do you think that Grey's Anatomy is the show?
What?
Grey's Anatomy is the it's the medical textbook. Like it's the Bible.
I didn't know that.
Yes. Grey's Anatomy is basically the quintessential medical textbook. That's where they got the name of
Dirty Show.
The drama. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
You know, and Shooting Star.
Right.
We are an educational podcast.
We are.
Wow.
I literally Googled the book because I was like, "¿Qué?"
I had no ¿Qué donde?
I was like, "What?"
I know. I didn't know either. Yeah. Please comment if you didn't know that because I was 40 years old when I found that out.
38. I found out when you laughed. I was like,
she doesn't know either.
She didn't know either. Let me tell you. I had no clue.
And then
I was like, right? I was like, you threw it in a DVD? No, I'm kidding.
I know.
But I was like, oh my gosh, how smart were they that Grey's Anatomy was based off of the fucking quintessential medical law book?
I just think it's awesome that you said quintessential like you read that medical book, bitch.
Right?
Wonderboy Media is not only the proud producer of this glorious magic imploring your ear holes right now, but they're also a big deal.
Get in touch with them today to make all of your dreams a freaking reality.
From using their bangin' ass podcast studio,
where we are right now,
to creating amazing videos and editing our content like the mystical mavericks they are.
Your podcast can go further when you have a Wonder Boy.
Hit up Drew today at WBOYmedia.com.
Or text him day or night at 270.
Just kidding.
Does your face look like a mugshot lately?
Then it is officially time for you to visit Hetef Aesthetics in Owensboro, Kentucky or Nashville, Tennessee.
That's right. Go see our girl Amber Teasley and her team because they'll have your face and your skin look like a damn filter.
And their staff is absolutely amazing. It's like a mini Botox party, which personally is my favorite. You leave looking fresher and you don't have a hangover.
Another good thing is that if you go in there and you tell them that a couple of Sassholes sent you, you get 15% off of everything.
That's unbelievable. So if you have been considering getting that glow up and making that ex jealous, it's time. Which I thought was really just crazy. That was. I also thought it was really ballsy of him because he lived in that apartment with his fiance. I want everyone to understand that part. And she was also studying to be a med student. So like to put it in that book.
Right.
Intriguing.
It's like she's going to eventually pick
But I guess not.
Apparently not.
But anyway, I said that was hollowed out, and then I never got to what the fuck it was in it. It was the semi-automatic handgun.
The gun was in his med school book.
Yes.
Not his DVD.
No.
Okay.
The discoveries grew darker after that, and then they found the ammunition, they found the plastic restraints, they found the flex cuffs he used to bind his victims, they found the duct tape, and in a drawer hidden away from everything else, which I also read too, was found underneath in the mattress. I need you guys to understand, I saw a dresser drawer underneath the mattress. And I think it was actually underneath the mattress that 16 pairs of women's panties were. So where he was fucking his fiance, cuddling her every night, underneath the mattress was supposedly 16 pairs of women's underwear. Now, a lot of people, you can fight different things. There was a lot of underwear found. Some people say that like one person grabbed onto 16 and said 16 over and over again, and it was more of like another part of the sensationalizing the storyline. Whatever. It was a lot of women's panties. That's all I have to say.
Mm-hmm.
So just keep that in mind. All of this shit was in the apartment. So even though he killed somebody, which kind of wasn't really, it didn't seem like he had meant to kill her. Like he didn't come into this intending to kill her.
Right.
He killed her because she fought back. I don't know that for a fact if this was going to escalate and we just don't know.
Right.
Was it 16 women and there's a whole bunch that we didn't know about, which I doubt because they had his IP addresses and his ability to look shit up. I don't know what to say there.
I don't know.
I don't know what to say there. Why did he not get rid of any of it?
Trophies.
Because he planned on still doing it.
Trophies.
Yeah, but he could have gotten rid of the gun. He could have gotten rid of the ammunition, the zip ties. None of that's trophies. The trophies were the underwear.
Yeah.
If he really wanted to be slick about it, he
Right.
could have put the underwear in his fiance's drawer. Or put it somewhere where it was more obvious that it, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It just blows me away either way. And then let's think about Megan McAllister.
I was. Ugh.
Her world didn't just crumble, it literally fucking imploded.
Right.
She said, whenever she talked to media outlets, she said, quote, he wouldn't hurt a fly. Quote, Phillip is a beautiful man inside and out. She initially claimed that he had been set up by a policeman looking to make a quick buck. She sent frantic emails to People magazine defending him. They were supposed to be married in a picture-perfect, almost storybook wedding on the New Jersey shore, not far from her hometown of Little Silver. Their wedding website read like something out of a fucking dream. It traced their 4-year relationship from the very beginning, meeting as volunteers at a hospital, falling in love quietly, and eventually that proposal on the beach in Maine. Every detail had been carefully planned. They had a Springsteen cover band already booked, the B Street Band. They had was booked to play as the waves were rolling in. Like she had a Vera Wang dress.
Oh, damn.
Yes.
So, yeah.
She
had a wedding.
A wedding.
Yeah.
Even the registry was complete. $1,600 luggage sets and delicate Vera Wang goblets were on the registry. So like a life of
luxury.
Yes. And from the movie I saw, Megan's parents, I said, were like beyond loaded. And like this wedding was not sparing any expense. Yeah. And for you to have $1,600 luggage on there back in 2010.
I was thinking that.
Like that should really tell you.
Yeah. I mean, that meant that there's a wealthy guest list too.
Yes.
Because it's not like that's not a China set. That's way
I would be
lower.
affronted if somebody I knew put a $1,600. I was like, I shouldn't be friends with you.
No. Be like,
obviously we were cut from different cloths and I am not going to this wedding because I can't afford it.
I can't afford it. I just go to Foxwoods Casino to try to win some money.
But after his arrest, the same wedding website, oh my God, became something else. As you can imagine, poor girl. Strangers flooded in. They were reading, judging, commenting, turning what was meant to be a beginning into something that people just couldn't look away from. I feel so bad for Megan.
She didn't know.
There was no way she could have known.
Yeah.
At one point too, like she was, I don't understand this, but like they were away from each other from like in different cities. I didn't look up the maps, guys. But they were in different cities. She had like a back surgery and she was healing at her parents' house at a point. And that's whenever the murder took place. So she wasn't even in town when he'd killed Julissa.
Yeah.
So like there were times where they just were not around each other.
Yeah, they had, med students, I feel like they have like horrible schedules. And then if she has that, like, there's no way she could have known. That sucks. Everything sucks.
Everything
really
sucks.
Yeah.
So she just couldn't believe it in any way. She refused as she continuously stood up for her man. She fought the good fight, but the evidence was undeniable. The man she loved just wasn't even real. Who was in her bed was a complete stranger who kept a murder weapon in the school books and victims' trophies underneath the bed.
I feel bad for her.
Oh my God.
Hardcore.
Yes. I looked her up now though, and I think she's married with kids in another city.
Oh, good.
Yeah. I think she dropped out of like the med school journey though.
But
I don't know that.
I trust
really
anybody. I feel that would be hard.
He was a high functioning individual who could no longer function without his audience. Like within 48 hours of his arrest, he made his first suicide attempt. He pulled the leather strips from his boat shoes because, of course, this motherfucker had boat shoes on. He tied them together and tried to hang himself from the bars of his cell, which I just want to be like, I feel like the cops did not treat him the right way either. Like, why did he still have boat shoes on when he was in prison?
That's what I was thinking. Well, he was just in jail, right? But still, even when you go to jail, like, they make you swap clothes. Like, even when you're waiting. Like they make like yeah.
Do they?
Yeah, when you get arrested.
Heard.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when I did 400 years ago, I had to switch my clothes.
I didn't have to switch clothes.
Maybe they treat people different.
I was in a drunk tank.
Oh.
You know what I mean? So I'm a classy broad. Anyway, so later on April 30th, he attempted to rake a serrated spoon over his wrist. He was moved to a secure medical unit, placed under 24-hour suicide watch. During his arraignment, which was on April 21st, 9 days earlier, his family wasn't present. I just feel like I kind of have to say that. Now, his brother Jonathan and his wife visited him, and allegedly Phillip was, somebody heard this, I don't fucking know, but supposedly said, forget about me, move to California, there's more coming out. Oh. And I'm just like, who knows if that was really said? Why move to California? And obviously, I'm going to guess this is where he was talking about the transgender sex stuff was likely going to hit the scene. Now, what was the biggest loss to him? Obviously, Megan. Amazingly, as he's doing all of these terrible things behind her back, she was somehow the only thing he really cared about. And I guess was so worried about losing her, being that he did write her name in blood on the wall after he killed himself. On April 29th, she visited him in jail to call off the wedding. But the true killing blow came later. On June 11th, Megan returned for a final visit. She looked at the man she was supposed to marry and told him she didn't plan to see him again for a long period of time, if ever. She didn't plan to come back to Boston at all because apparently after they were going to get married, she was going to the Caribbean for med school. So, like, they were going to be apart for an extended period of time anyway. I guess they just wanted to get married before because she didn't get into Boston like he did. So she was taking a different path. And so she wasn't going to be in Boston. I just felt like she was just taking her normal path, her normal journey. But I really don't know that for fact because...
Probably a good change of scenery, my God.
And also, like, her parents didn't even... They didn't really know each other, even though they had been together for 4 years. Like her bridesmaids hadn't met him. That different cities.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like they were at school in a different location, so there wasn't all that shit tying them together quite yet either. Even though they were together for 4 years.
Yeah.
Now I did want to know, like, did anyone think that Phillip was a creep? And obviously Megan was enthralled with him. Yeah, which I understand. But she even looks like she has a strong head on her shoulders. Other people did not think so fondly of him.
Really?
After he was arrested, Boston University School of Medicine went quiet, like in a creepy way. Let me just tell you that the school was freaking out. Students were warned not to speak. One instructor, when asked about Phillip, immediately shut it down. And he said it's all over the university. They said, don't talk to the media. Like they were telling every student, do not talk. Even the student newspaper telling the story seemed to disappear. Copies that had been available across campus were suddenly nowhere to be found inside the medical school.
Yeah.
Later, the Boston Phoenix reported that an admissions office employee claimed the papers had been intentionally pulled, hidden, allegedly, because of what they revealed. Well, shit.
Yeah, of course they are. In any crisis situation, especially with an organization that big, you have to be like, no one say anything, because if one person says the wrong thing, it's going to blow up, and then, they want to control the narrative.
They're going to be like, Boston doctors knew, Boston University med staff knew that he was a killer.
Right. Like, they say one wrong word, and a reporter can twist it, and... Yeah, I don't blame them, honestly, for being like, everyone shut the fuck up.
Imagine if you were a student, how fucking pissed you'd be. Like, one of our students got arrested for murder and you're pulling the newspaper article on it.
Right.
You're telling me to shut the fuck up. I want fucking answers.
Yeah.
Like, I'd be whenever I heard that, I was like, pussies. Fucking pussies. But behind the silence, there were people who had noticed things. Bro wasn't the fucking golden child. And thank goodness for that. I'm kind of happy to know that people thought this dude was a creep. Tiffany Montgomery had been Markoff's lab partner. They shared an anatomy locker, spent hours side by side in class, and she didn't see the same person that everyone else did. Now, she described him as distant, off, at times deeply unsettling. Quote, there were moments, she said, where he seemed not okay, like something was wrong. She even mentioned to classmates concerned enough to say something out loud, but of course no one took it seriously. According to Montgomery, Phillip could go long stretches without speaking to anyone, and when he did, it felt disconnected. So, quote, you never knew what you were going to get with Phil. She said, He wouldn't even look at you when he talked. He often appeared exhausted, withdrawn, like he was carrying the weight of the world on his shoulders, which, like, med school, so kind of, yeah, duh.
Yeah.
One morning stood out, though. It was the day of a major exam. He showed up before sunrise around 5 a.m., looking, in her words, like death warmed over.
Oh.
He told her that he had just driven in from New Jersey after a fight with his fiance, that he had to deal with it. He could barely even get the words out. Like, I guess he was so exhausted. I'm pretty sure this is probably from casino attacking women.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
just craziness.
Yeah.
And then there were moments that didn't quite fit the image of the quiet, focused med student. At a party they attended together, Montgomery said he drank heavily and didn't seem to understand when to stop. He flirted with women who weren't interested, who weren't engaging, who weren't responding at all.
Oh.
But he kept going.
What?
She said he couldn't read it. He didn't understand body language, or maybe he just didn't care. Interesting.
Yeah.
He also like threw himself really hard onto another friend and kissed her when she didn't want him to. And she kept saying, "Stop, we're friends. I don't like you like that." He would not stop, though, until a guy ripped him off of her.
Oh, fuck that.
She had a boyfriend at the time and amazingly kind of like chalked it up to him being drunk and didn't mention it again. Without Megan's gaze to validate his perfection, without the wedding to act like the ultimate social fucking shield that he needed, he had nothing else going on.
Right.
And he was essentially just a ticking time bomb. And he was reaching zero. He was a man who failed to become a surgeon, but he still possessed the knowledge, and he was about to perform his final operation on himself. On August 14th, 2010, what would have been Phillip Markoff's wedding day instead was the day he chose to end his life.
On his wedding day.
Yeah.
Oof.
This was not a desperate act of passion. It was the act of like cold medical planning.
Right.
He had fashioned what investigators called a primitive scalpel. Some sources say it was a razor made from a jail-issued pen, while others suggest he used a sharpened silver receptacle plate from like an electrical outlet. Either way, like obviously he was resourceful as fuck.
They be getting crafty in prison.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
He mysteriously opened the major it wasn't mysteriously, he used that fucking tool I just told you about. He systematically opened the major arteries in his ankles, his legs, and his neck. He knew exactly where the pressure was highest. To ensure the guards wouldn't find him in time, he wrapped the wounds in plastic to contain the mess and hide the spreading blood. He placed a plastic bag over his head and secured it with gauze. And in a final creepy fucking detail, remembering the wads of paper he had saved during his arrest, he swallowed a wad of toilet paper. And he stuffed it deep into his throat to ensure that even if the guards found him and they tried to perform CPR, it wouldn't have worked because it would have blown air into the paper. He was blocking his own airway.
Oh, God.
He covered himself head to toe with a blanket and then just waited to die. When they found him, the cell was a bloodbath, which made me interested. Like, he cut himself but then wrapped. I didn't realize he had they did not show the wrapping part in the movie. They showed him like put the bag over his head and just kind of wait to peacefully bleed out, if you will, or shoving the paper in his mouth, which is really, really creepy.
Oh, yeah.
But they did show him like writing Megan's name on there. So I don't know if like blood, I mean, he cut his major arteries, so that's all of your blood coming out. I don't know. The second word, pocket, remained like this unsolvable riddle. They're like, was it a pet name? Was it a reference to his gambling addiction?
Did he have something in his pocket?
In the movie, or was it like a weird, like saying that you can hide things in a pocket? Like,
or he's
small,
like,
dark
fuck
place.
You guys, I'm just going to Dr. Seuss this shit, but one more time.
Well, so in the movie, they said that in one of the earlier moments, he was always wearing hoodies because he was a student and all we did was fucking wear hoodies as students. And she would put her hands in his pockets. Like he said, like an aunt, or he had some like cute story about it. And he goes, here, she was cold. He goes, here, put your hands in my pocket. And so she would. And he goes, oh, I love that story. And he goes, oh, I'm going to start calling you Pocket. And so I would call her Pocket all the time because when she was cold, she would always put her hands in his pocket.
Oh.
Yeah. Either way. The story of Phillip Markoff is the most haunting modern validation of what forensic psychiatrist Harvey Cleckley called the mask of sanity. He wasn't overtly psychotic. He wasn't a rambling, wild-eyed monster. He was a beautiful man who could walk through a hospital, a casino, or hotel lobby without drawing a single suspicious glance. He was interpersonally exploitative. How do you say that?
I don't know.
Exploitative. Is that?
Exploitative. I don't know.
We'll pass it.
You've been dropping $10 words this whole hour.
I
At
know,
the end,
right?
I'm like,
Now, like,
we're
now-
almost there. I got nothing.
I don't know. He could exploit people.
When in doubt, rephrase.
Right. Selfish, and he was devoid of empathy, which is so fucking crazy.
Right.
And yet he functioned at the very highest levels of society. The families of Julissa Brisman and the other victims were robbed of a trial. Julissa was also a college student. She was supposed to graduate in May with a degree in counseling. Her mother was a fucking doctor in the Dominican Republic.
Wow.
She ended up not being a doctor here because she couldn't learn English, like within the time frame to do it.
Right.
But her mom was a doctor.
Wow. And she was going to be a counselor.
Yes, and that's what I was saying on like the whole masseuse thing. I just couldn't get my head around it for Julissa. I really couldn't wrap my head around it.
Yeah. Maybe she really was legit a masseuse.
Maybe.
I don't know.
They were denied the chance to look him in the eye and ask why. They were left only with the image of this fucking clean-cut student and the reality of a cold-blooded predator who used his knowledge of the human body to ensure his destruction and was as successful as his crimes. Like, I can't believe... whatever. It's complete bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and the fact that he had tried to kill himself multiple times. Obviously, this dude's a pussy, and he wasn't going to make it in jail.
Oh, no.
So, I don't know why they weren't watching it harder.
You think that they would put him in solitary confinement with, like, being monitored, especially after the first time? Because even in the hospital, if you do self-harm, then it's a 72-hour window.
Yeah.
So I guess.
I mean, it was months later. He did get in a 48-hour watch, right?
Right. But this is like a high-profile case, too. So, who fucking knows?
I agree.
You never know.
I have a nose itch. I'm like,
Yeah?
yeah.
Just a little, your nose.
My little snoot's itchy. No, I agree. I feel like he had lost his mind. It was obvious that he was losing his mind. Everything was coming out. Everything was already fucking out. And he was so wrapped up in this wedding situation.
Mm-hmm.
It just blows me away, too, that they weren't like, watch him a little bit closer. And that's why he was so determined this time to kill himself. You know?
Yeah.
Like, the way he did it.
That's unreal.
Why, like, in the bag. How do you have a fucking bag? Like, I just don't, like, the bag was supposedly the bag that he had his, like, snacks or some shit in. Like, it was big enough to put over your head.
He took his commissary bag?
Yeah. It's just, I don't know.
I feel like they gave him nets for that. Anyway, I have questions. I
do too.
As the resident Sasshole prison connoisseur.
Yes.
Because I watch all the shows.
Yes, you do.
That I'm intrigued by this part.
I just want to say it was bullshit. Not to mention what the fuck he had done to Megan.
Yeah.
Poor fucking Megan.
I was thinking that.
She not only was she madly in love with this man who acted like he was one type of a person, then she finds out he is into transgender men, was would rob women, and then murdered one, had women's underwear in their house,
Yeah.
and then whenever he dies, he does it on their wedding day. And puts her name in blood.
And it was a high profile case, so he dragged her through the media too.
Well, not to mention
like
that.
on top of everything else.
Not to mention, well, she also stood up. Like, she threw herself into the ring on that one.
Oh yeah, you did say she wrote.
She threw herself in the ring because she wanted to stand up for her husband. Like, this cannot be.
Yeah.
Or a future husband.
Man.
So she now you would think she wasn't going to trust anyone. Now, like, he killed himself and she had loved him. Deeply loved him. And so now she had to mourn the loss of him too.
Of the fake person that he was. The only one she
Because
knew.
you know she was still in love with him.
Oof.
But love doesn't turn off like that.
So
I just
hard.
I don't know how the fuck she was able to move on. I really don't know. I really don't know. Like therapy.
Oh, she's gonna be in therapy forever.
But
There's no way.
or she, I don't know. I don't know. Time passes and heals all wounds, right? I can barely remember college, so I'm like, oh, that happened back in college. Like
Yeah.
fucking Sydney Prescott had to eventually get over it. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, it forces us to ask the most unsettling question of all: how well do we really know the people we love? Right?
Stroking my
How
fake
well
beard.
do you know the person sitting next to you right now? The
I
one
know-
with the goofy smile, the lanky one, the one with the promising career and the doting partner. Sometimes the most perfect lives are just the most carefully constructed series of lies you could never even imagine. And that is the story of the murder of Julissa Brisman by the Craigslist killer, Phillip Markoff.
That's fucking wild.
Fucking
I knew his
wild.
name and I knew he was the Craigslist killer, but I literally forgot everything in between.
Yeah.
So thank you for sharing that story. That's so fucking sad.
They're obviously all the women are victims, but the biggest victim in this to me, like besides obviously Julissa Brisman.
Right. Yeah.
Let me make sure that I am not saying anything that makes it not clear that it was Julissa and her entire family,
Yeah.
but was Megan.
Yeah.
Her family was drawn, like they hired an attorney. Luckily they could afford it. Like there's just so many other things like
Yeah.
that could have, I don't know. And you're right. She got thrown through the mud, like attacked. I'm sure people were sending her death threats. Like, there's no way you didn't know. And she's like, I wasn't even fucking here half the time.
Right.
I don't know.
It's
And
like every person, or there's a lot of stories like that where the husband or the
Yes.
spouse gets arrested and they're like, how the fuck did you not know? And sometimes they literally don't, but it's hard to wrap your head around not knowing everything about the person you live with and share your life with.
Right.
But in this case, it sounds like it was able to be done.
I agree. I mean, I have to be honest with you on this one. I never look under the bed or under the mattresses, and I don't look in Travis's drawers. I don't
don't
open
think
up
so
a
either.
book that I might not need. The book choice was weird to me. That was my only over reading into it did I have. But like, it's not like other ones where they're like, oh yeah, he has a shed that he keeps locked and I don't have a key to. But he likes to go out there all the time at night.
And they're like, I don't know what he does in the basement. I just never go down there. I'm not allowed. And I'm like,
Okay.
yeah. But this one, yeah, I shockingly don't go through Will's drawers either. But now Travis knows where to hide shit. So,
Right? Oh, for sure.
yeah.
There's a plethora of places that he could hide shit that I would never look. Same
Yeah.
for me.
Right.
Oh my God.
Oh,
But
yeah.
that's the crazy part of it. It's like, why did Philip do all of this? Like,
There's
was
no why
he
to
innately, like they said, and other things I read that I didn't include because that's whenever I realized that it was 15 pages. I have to say that like other students, like in middle school, they were like, he was a nerd fucking bully. Exactly what you said. They said if he thought you were beneath him, even when he was like dork central, he made sure you fucking knew it. And he was a dick.
Ew.
Yes. So then they play the one they do on the Craigslist Killer on Netflix,
I'm
which
gonna
I think
watch
was a
this.
Lifetime movie.
Okay.
He was sexy and funny and smart.
Oh.
And he was like a cool nerd. Not at all what he really was.
Well, out of the two things, you're going to want to watch a sexy, cool nerd. Then.
Or it took a while for these other people to get out to say, like, I don't know when all the other, because there was no real version that they showed him being a bully. And he was a fucking bully. I heard the word bully multiple times.
Yeah, if you grow up to do that shit, then yeah, you're angsty on some level. So you're going to take that out on other people.
Yeah.
Bullies aren't peaceful. So
No. No. And I'm just like, so that, like, how did he get into robbery? And that's the other part I thought was crazy is he started robbing, and I don't know that he was using it to gamble.
maybe he just started getting away with it, and it's just, like
It was
a
just so
different
bizarre.
kind of adrenaline rush that he got from.
Like, I'll never understand why he started robbing.
I don't either.
Like, I really don't. I don't understand that.
I don't understand a lot of this story, like the why.
Yeah, and that's what I like kept digging. You know,
Yeah.
I was a fucking dog with a bone in there, and
Yeah, you
No.
know me. I'm like, when was the tipping point? And there's not one.
I don't have one here.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like there is one. It's not like, well,
It's not like Megan was like, I'm going to leave you if you don't get your student loans paid off.
Yeah.
I haven't graduated yet. Like,
Yeah, no.
it's not that he was about to lose the apartment or his car or anything for that matter.
Bizarre.
It's
fucking bizarre and sad.
and to think to just start robbing people. And it's like, I'm sure when he was pulled over, he had $1,600 in cash on him.
What?
Because they were going to the casino. Then other people said that that his mom sold like cigarettes in the kiosk area of a casino. And so whenever he was younger, he used to go to the casino, but they never gambled more than $200. So like they were like, he really didn't have, like he stopped always at 200. Like might lose 200, but never went over it.
Damn.
So when did he become a gambling addict if he had been gambling since he was whatever is the legal age to gamble?
Right. Damn.
Pretty much I just presented way more questions than answers on this one.
Well, I'm glad you presented it.
A reminder, you can never trust a book by its cover.
No.
Also, start second guessing the people closest to you. I'm kidding.
Don't look at my nails. I didn't redo my nails, so I've been hiding them this whole time like I have a pause.
I never give two fucks. If you're judging me for my nails, I don't give a fuck what you have to think.
Oh, no. I'm judging me because they look like they're not groomed.
Riveting. All right. Don't forget, like, rate, review, subscribe. If you're in the tri-state area, make sure you check out Maple and Green Market because that is me. And I would love you to.
There you go.
Thank you. And do you have anything else?
No. Well, actually, be sure to check out the Buy Me a Coffee page for us because, please do. You can watch us eat some wings and almost die. So
That would be wonderful.
that's pretty. I'm about to sneeze. So that's what I was like,
Don't forget, don't get mad.
get sassy.
We love you.
We love you, man.
Bye.
This episode was sponsored, edited, and produced by Wonderboy Media. Get the deets at WBOYmedia.com to see how you can make your podcast dreams a reality.
Help us out and be sure to rate, review, and subscribe wherever you listen to our audio project. Don't forget, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at, of course, A Couple of Sassholes.
Want more sass? Become a member of our Patreon for bonus content, merch, and more. Plus, we're on Cameo now, so there's even more ways to get the sass you need just how you like it. As always, don't get mad.
Get sassy.
Theodore, can I bet that